Today, I'm gonna take you a little bit of a tour guide, a little bit of a do's and don'ts, and little tips and tricks for conquering Cheyenne Frontier Days. If you wanna know tips and tricks for Cheyenne Frontier Days, stick around. What's up, everybody? It's your boy here, Jason, again from the for sale team here at eXp Realty, right here in Cheyenne, Wyoming. And if you want to know everything about eating, working, sleeping, drinking, buying, selling, everything about Cheyenne, Wyoming, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, ring that little bell so you're always aware of when we get new videos out. And if you're interested in buying and selling, reach out. We have people reaching out every single day, and we'd love to help you out too. This is the biggest event in Cheyenne every year, and it just feels like it's getting bigger. I have a video out there on who's coming and for the night shows, but there's a lot more than just the night shows to Cheyenne Frontier Days. When this video comes out, it's going to be July 1st, 2023, which means it's the same month as 127th anniversary of Cheyenne Frontier Days. Now we're gonna go through a little bit of this. This is what it looks like before. I'm gonna do a video of Frontier Days and when we're there, but as you can see, they're building stuff, they're getting ready to go. But we're gonna go through a couple tips and tricks. The number one tip I have for you, if you're coming to a night show, get here early, okay? Because there's going to be long lines and you do have to pass through metal detectors, so get here early. If you're in the party zones and you don't have the fast passes, you might want to get here a little early if you're trying to get towards the front. Now, I'm at the front gate here, alrighty? If you're in a party zone, your portals are in the back. So it's behind this secondary structure here. Look, see, they're building more onto it. But, so your party zones are gonna be in the back. As you can see, this is portal 2, fast pass entrance. It's very important to know which portal you have to go to for your show that you're going to. So if you're going to Tim McGraw and you're in portal 2, if you're going to Zach Bryan, you're in portal 5, you must know which portal you're going to. It's going to make your life a whole lot easier. If you're not in the party zone, you're going to come through these and you're going to go through here. As you can see, 3 through 9 are going to be all through there. I don't know if I can really see, but there's a portal sign right there that'll take you in. I'll try to, these cars parked here. Like I said, if you're in the party zones 11 and 12, that's my first tip. You're gonna be back there. If you've never been here before, you should know that. Now, the next tip I have, and I'm gonna come down the street here. We're gonna, actually, I was gonna walk, but I'm gonna just drive, so I'll cut the video up there, bang. All right, guys, so we're here at the Chris Ledoux Memorial Statue, and you can see, you can scan some QR codes to bring these little photos to life here. So this is the back side, or the front side, I guess you could call it. It's the most west side of the complex here. As you can see, I-25 is right here. We'll see a truck move right there. That is F.E. Warren Air Force Base, just so you guys can see what you were looking at here. But, so as you can see, they are starting to build. Now, those things that you see there are going to be food related. I don't know, I wouldn't call it a tent because it's not really a tent, but it's like a giant structure. So as you can see, they are starting to build that. Over here in this big empty parking lot is going to be where your carnival is. So now if you have kids, that there are some rides for younger kids, but mostly for bigger kids, I would recommend getting the wristbands. It's going to save you a lot of money, and in the long run, the wristbands are where it's at. Now, personal opinion here, I would not play any games. They're all rigged, okay? Speaking from experience, I've lost some money playing them stupid carnival games. I wouldn't do that, but that's besides the point. So anyways, over on this side and maybe a little bit closer, they always have a bar out here. I don't remember what it's called, the saloon or something like that, but they do have a bar that has music and drinks in it that'll be set up about here or closer to there. So really, it's going to be it's obviously, you can tell it's a big operation here. So for those of you who haven't been here, that is the Frontier Nights stage. As you can see, they roll that in from there all the way over into the stadium, and that's how they do the night shows. So during the day you have a rodeo, at night you have the Frontier Nights. Now there's 2 nights of pro bull riding, the PBR. I've never been. I think I'm gonna try to hit it this year. It looks like a lot of fun, but there is a rodeo every single day. This big building here that you can see, that's gonna have all your vendors in it. So anything from hot tubs to flagpoles to Traegers to jewelry, Western wear, they sell it all here at Frontier Days. So that's just an overview. I'm gonna go through some of my tips and tricks right now. All right guys, so I wanted to, after I gave you that overview of Frontier Days, wanted to give you 5 tips and tricks. Okay, number 1, arrive early. If you're coming to a night show, especially if the night shows are sold out, like Zach Bryan is, get there early, because it does tend to get quite busy and you have to walk through metal detectors. Remember that. Number 2, stay hydrated. Sometimes it does get pretty hot out here. There is a little bit of shade, but when you're walking around the carnival and you're in watching the rodeo, sometimes you're not in the shade. Number 3, always pay attention to the weather reports. I don't know if you've noticed, but we've had a lot of severe storms north of us and just in the panhandle of Nebraska. Those storms build up here in Cheyenne before they go out there. Be aware of that. Number 2 is be aware of parking. I'm on this backside here by I-25. There is a lot that you can get off on the first exit on I-25 over by the Air Force Base that they bus you to the complex, okay? This might be the last year that is open, and I'm not even sure that it's going to be open this year because they are starting to build some apartments over there. If that one's not open, I know they use the Central High School parking lots, but it's going to be pretty busy right here in the avenues. I know I've told you about the avenues, walking around and seeing it. It's going to be busy there. If you do pay those folks over there to sit there, please always remember it's those folks' home, especially after your concerts. You have a few too many Coors Lights in you, and just make sure you're being cautious of people's property. We're family friendly here in Cheyenne. We welcome everybody. We get a lot of visitors to Frontier Days. I can't wait to do some video in Frontier Days with the Frontier Days people. It's going to be great. But besides this at Frontier Days, there's a couple other events I want to tell you guys about, okay? Number 1 event, the pancake breakfast. They do it downtown at the Depot Plaza that I showed you guys already. That is all free. It's a great community event. You'll probably see me out there. If you see me out there, say hello, guys. I'd love to meet as many of you as I can. The next one is the cattle drive. I think it's gonna be the week before. They have cattle. They used to have cattle come up along the highway up here a little bit north of us. Last year it was just horses. We'll have to check in and see what they're gonna do. I'm gonna post a link to all the Frontier Days stuff. This is gonna be a little bit of a video here. I'm gonna post a link of all this stuff. Now guys, I'll just let you know, this isn't sponsored by Frontier Days. They didn't ask me to do this. I'm just doing it because it's our biggest event in town. All right, and so I would love it if they sponsored me, but I don't pay for any sponsorships. They don't pay for anything. This is just all my personal opinion on stuff. The cattle drive, the pancake breakfast, and then they do parades downtown every Saturday morning, I believe, and then Wednesday. Here's another tip. If you're from out of town, don't come up on the Wednesday for Frontier Days. That is Cheyenne Day. They close down a lot of places in town. It's like a holiday here, and it's free entry to come in to Frontier Days. So that's gonna be your busiest day here at Frontier Days. So keep in mind of that. But all in all, it's a great week. We have a lot of fun here. It's 10 days, but we have a lot of fun here in Cheyenne. If you're coming up and you want any more information on Frontier Days, or you want to check out some houses while you're here, give me a shout. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much. I'll post a link of all the stuff that you should go through, and have a safe Frontier Days.